Hey, Luvvie.
Hey, Tamron.
I feel like it's 100 years ago since we've been able to be in person together, but I'm just happy you're here. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here, and I'm so proud of you and the show.
Listen, there's so many things to ask you. I want to get to the first thing, though. In your TED Talk, you said that all comfort has done is maintain the status quo. So we have to speak hard truths when they are necessary. That's bossing up.
That TED Talk was in itself a proof of what I was saying. Ultimately, you know, the fact that we live in this world that we are often afraid of small and big things, but for us to actually design the world we want to live in, we're going to have to do scary things. Yeah. And that's really what I was talking about in the TED Talk. That's what I was talking about in Professional Troublemaker and now Rising Troublemaker.
Well, that's what I mean. Like when I say boss up, I'm not talking income. I'm not talking title on a card. I'm not talking any of those things. I'm talking about that feeling when you want something, whether it's a new business, whether it's just to feel strong in your own self, and you have to face the fear.
Absolutely. I think every single day we are being tasked with choosing courage. And I think about the fact that you cannot choose courage without being afraid first. Yeah. You can't be brave if it was easy. Yes. So within us, we have to be able to figure out what moves us to push past those moments of fear.
What does it mean, though, now to be a troublemaker? Because I've been called that a lot in life, particularly at our Mother of Mercy Catholic school by my nuns, and it somehow followed me. How do you define it?
I define a troublemaker as somebody who is committed to leaving the world better than they found it. And they're committed to doing what is necessary to be a part of necessary change.
Yes.
You know, I think about the late, great John Lewis, who said, let us all be ready to make necessary good trouble. And I think that's really at the heart of what it means, is you are a disruptor for good.
We know the late Congressman John Lewis said, you know, good trouble. That's the kind of trouble you want to get in. Take me to, because as I said, you know, you're in Chicago, you're finding your way. I first met you with your first book, and I remember this rock star reception for Luvvie, and it was like a moth to a flame. You have this energy where people know that there's wisdom with your words, and that they know that there's something. But I just looked at your Instagram this morning. I see a young Luvvie with this little baby face that you posted when you were younger, and you wrote this beautiful caption. You said, this girl had no clue the beautiful things life had in store for her, but she had a praying grandmother, faith, and this strong sense of who she is. And I want to tell her that what made her different is her superpower.
Yes, yes. And I didn't know it then. You know, I think about all the things that we now know that had we known 20 years ago would have really been amazing for us in our journey. And yeah, what I told young Luvvie, what I continue to tell young Luvvie, because I talk to her often, is just that for her to lean into what makes her too much. Yeah. You know, so many of us who were told you talk too much growing up can now make our living as speakers, as writers, as people who use their words to impact the world. Yeah. And imagine if we learned at 16 that thing that makes you stand out, don't be ashamed of it. You know, celebrate it, because one day it's going to come in handy because you can use it in service of other people around the world.
Up next, Luvvie's formula for being a courageous troublemaker and how her 13-year-old self inspired her new amazing book. Plus, I'm asking Luvvie about that incredible wedding that I just could not stop looking at on her social media. The ceremonies, 2 ceremonies in the same day. Look, with the amazing Luvvie after the break. Welcome back, Tam Fam. We've been talking with Luvvie Ajayi Jones, 2-time New York Times best-selling author, co-creator of the Share the Mic campaign, and self-proclaimed professional troublemaker. And her new book, Rising Troublemaker, focuses on teaching teenagers how to be brave and challenge the world to be better. And I want to talk about the book and the special message for teenagers. I do have to talk about this wedding. Luvvie, because I was cyber stalking you, looking at every update of that beautiful wedding. You married Carnell in 2019. You had 2 celebrations in the same day. One was a traditional Yoruba celebration, and then you had one here in the States. Tell me the decision to have these 2 in the same day.
I wanted to have two in the same day because Nigerian weddings can stretch like over a week. And I was like, I don't have time for that. And also, that's expensive. So I was like, can we just do this two in one? And our wedding planner, Akeshi, was like, I think we can. So we did two ceremonies. We did the Yoruba one from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., which also impressive because that could also last all day. And then we did the Western one from 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. and we had a ball.
Listen, I saw you dancing in the gowns. I said, Lovey is just enjoying life. You know, so much of bossing up is, I believe, recognizing that you cannot have it all, right? You're juggling life, you're juggling personal. At that intersection you were at to decide to marry and still be pursuing this successful career, what talks did you have to have with yourself?
Understanding that life is meaningful outside of the titles and the careers that we have. Who I am goes beyond the writer. Like who I am is now wife. Who I am has always been daughter, sister. And I think that part of my life is just as important as my career, if not more, because
Yeah,
it's what brings me joy. It's my why. It's
yeah.
why I want to be successful so I can create an amazing legacy.
Yes, and you have done that. You break this book down into three sections: be, say, and do. In the first section, be, you write about getting right within yourself before you can do the things that scare you. Why is that important, especially for teenagers?
You have to know what core values you have because when the world tells you you're not enough, when the world abuses you, when the world insults you, what keeps your feet grounded? It's by knowing who you are.
I mean, I have loved Lovey since the first day I met her at some conference here in New York. When I said that when Lovey speaks, people listen, I think you understand clearly what I mean by that. You're an exceptional human being. I am so happy that you've made this version of the book for teenagers because they need it so much more than ever before. Lovey's book is phenomenal. Thank you again. It's called Rising Troublemaker. I encourage you to get it for every human being that you know, but a fear-fighting manual for teens is so extra special.